for mayor, and what do you want to accomplish the most while in office?
Inviting me here and offering me this wonderful opportunity to be heard today. I'm very grateful that you would take your time to do that. So that's an easy question for me. I'm running for mayor because I love Montclair. I am Montclair. Anybody that knows me and has watched me over the years know that I am totally committed to what I believe Montclair can and should be. And I think that I can do it better than anyone else can. I think that I've had experiences to prepare me for this moment. I've served on every committee and commission in the township of Montclair. I've been a teacher in the school district. I've been on the Board of School Estimates, and I've also been on the Board of Education. So my service spans the full gamut in the township of Montclair. I've served on the Municipal Finance Committee, and so I'm strong there, and every other committee. So I am well qualified to take on the leadership responsibility. I was born and raised in Montclair, as was my dad, granddad, and my son, and we all, like you guys, graduated from Montclair High School. And so that is it's difficult for me to even mention graduation in Montclair High School without just acknowledging the class of 2020 and letting them know that I am so proud of all of the class of 2020 in Montclair. And so I want to let you know that we will get through this storm, this perfect storm that we are now in with the coronavirus, and I will be the person to lead us through that. I want to be the light and the hope, not just for you as seniors in the high school who are really missing a lot, but for the township of Montclair, with my leadership skills and with being so very qualified to start in that leadership role on day one without any conflict of interests. So I acknowledge you, my seniors, and all of our students, and talk to your families about your feelings, and don't just hold them in, and know that sadness often is part of a healing process. And so, I just want you to hang in there, and while we have a lot of hunkering in place at home, speak to your families about what you're feeling, and know that I am so looking forward to be that light and that hope in any way that I can.
There have been a lot of issues with the Board of Education over the past couple of years. For example, the teachers did not have a contract for over a year from 2018 to 2019. Would you be in favor of transitioning Montclair to an elected school board instead of an appointed one?
So I've given a lot of thought to that. The two of the major responsibilities as mayor are, one, to appoint the Board of Education, and two is to serve on the Board of School Estimates. And so I certainly will be fully prepared to assume those responsibilities with no conflicts. And I understand the functions and the responsibilities of the Board of Education very well, as somebody who served on the Board of Education, and as I mentioned before, I served on the Board of School Estimates. My primary objective in reevaluating this is to figure out how we depoliticize the choosing of the Board of Education. So what can we put in place to make sure that it's not just something that is passed on because somebody's buddy was kind to them or whatever might happen. And in my mind, the best thing that we can do is to come up with a hybrid of the appointed school board and the elected school board. And that might take the shape of a community education forum or committee, where we would have people appointed in a similar manner to other committees and commissions that we have in Montclair now. And we would put them on that committee or commission, whatever we're going to call it at that time, but it's going to be a board that will reflect the diversity of the community and reflect people from all walks of life and people that are at all different education levels. And we would have that group of people then have the responsibility of looking through the volunteer interest finders and inviting them in to talk to them, ask them questions. And once they make a decision and maybe get it down to one or two people, then that committee or commission would be responsible for reporting to me as mayor and letting me know these are their two final candidates. And at that point in time, I believe that I would go to the community at large and offer them to have an opportunity to speak to the candidates. And even if it was one candidate, to speak to that person, to learn more about them, and to ask them questions. That would serve two purposes. One, it would serve the purpose of learning more about who they are, but for the candidate even, it would be an opportunity for them to learn what it's like to sit or to be in front of a group of people that are firing questions at you over and over, and sometimes, not in an affectionate way or a way that is kind. Although, as I mentioned earlier, one of my primary goals in terms of being the mayor is to restore civility to all areas of the township. So I envision a hybrid form of appointing the Board of Education, and I think that would be something that would be amazing for all of us.
Today, schools are shut down. All non-essential businesses are closed, and people are being forced to practice social distancing due to the coronavirus pandemic. What will you do to try to alleviate the coronavirus pandemic in Montclair, and how will you make Montclair prepared for future epidemics and pandemics?
I'm going to lead us through this storm with scientific precision of a physician, as I am, and I'm also going to lead us through this storm with the love of a healer. Sometimes tried and proven is better, but not always. We are at a crossroads of the worst economic crisis and the worst health crisis in our lifetime, for sure. And as we move through this storm, we will need to revisit what the best complement is for Montclair to be able to move through the storm into the light, and have a strong and thriving economy and a vibrant community, welcoming and inclusive of all. And in my mind, we need a mayor that is seasoned, a mayor that has proven leadership, that will show up first time, every time, and make Montclair their primary commitment, along with the slate of seasoned leaders, yes, but with fresh lenses, new eyes, looking at things in a different way, perhaps new strategies, new policies to keep pace with the changing times. And so I offer to you, Montclair, myself, Dr. Renee Baskerville, as a mayor of Montclair, and I would like your vote. And I'd also like to encourage you to take a look at the entire Line B for Baskerville slate and vote for Your Voice Montclair slate. All voices respected, your voice Montclair elected. Thank you so much.